Brothers, it is a great privilege to stand before you here today and share my senior testimony. My name is Joseph, and in a few weeks, Lord willing, I will graduate. The fact that today is April 1st has not escaped me. If you had told me 4 years ago that I will not only attend but also graduate from the seminary, I would have just laughed at you and said it was a bad April Fool's Day joke. But today I stand in amazement of God's amazing grace. As I reflect on my journey, it is by God's grace, mercy, and love that I am here. The Lord has been good to me. In my wildest dreams, I never imagined I was born in a small fishing village in India and raised in the Catholic tradition would come to know Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Not only did God save me, but He brought me here to the Master's Seminary to equip me to handle His word. What an unspeakable privilege. In reflecting on my time here at the seminary, I'm reminded of 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5, where Paul says, "Not that we are sufficient in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency is from God. God has carried me through all my insufficiencies and weaknesses. I came to LA not knowing exactly what to expect, but I was soon confronted by the discipline it takes to be a man of God worthy of handling His word. I have learned Hebrew, Greek, well, I tried, and theology, but more importantly, I have learned that what it means to be disciplined, to study diligently, and to honor God in all that I do. I've been incredibly blessed by the professors here for their example, and I'm reminded of the Puritan Richard Baxter, who once wrote, "Preach, not as though you were teaching the people how to live in this world, but as those who were themselves students of the word." Our professors are not just academic scholars, but godly men who shepherd us with their wisdom and example. They're not merely concerned with our intellectual growth, but what I have realized is they are more concerned about our spiritual formation. They're consistent reminders to excel in godliness and to never neglect our families have been invaluable. As I look forward to a life of ministry, I'm deeply grateful for their example and instruction. I'm reminded of a Puritan prayer that resonates with me. It goes like this: "Lord, make me a servant of thy word, and let it be my delight." The pursuit of godliness is not a burden, but a joy. And through the encouragement and discipline of the professors, I can confidently say that by God's grace, I leave here more equipped than when I first arrived. I'm also grateful for you men. Many of you have greatly impacted me. Proverbs 27:17 reminds us that iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. I've been sharpened by many of you through your example, your encouragement, and sometimes your gentle corrections. I'm thankful to have walked alongside you, and I'm excited to see how the Lord uses you to build his church. The church is truly a means of grace that the Lord gives us, a place where we grow in our godliness as we serve. Through Bethany Bible Church in Thousand Oaks, God has humbled me and shown me how much I need him. When I have faced difficult situations, they have taught me to show grace to others and sometimes extend the same grace to myself. I'm thankful for the opportunities that the church gave me to serve and for the countless lessons that the Lord has taught me through those experiences. I'm particularly grateful for my pastor, Paul Twiss, who has faithfully reminded me of God's grace week after week. His wisdom and example have shaped my understanding of pastoral ministry. Last summer, when I was questioning whether full-time ministry was the path for me, he not only affirmed me, but encouraged me to pursue with zeal. Several men, both here at the seminary and at the church, have discipled me, and I'm greatly thankful for their investment in my life. I cannot forget the friends who stood by me during this journey. I thank God for men like Bob, Jade, Taylor, Jonathan, and my previous pastors, Justin and Phil, who have loved me through seasons of frustration and joy. They have been patient with me and have offered counsel when I needed it. I'm deeply grateful to the donors as well, who have made it possible for my family and I to graduate without the burden of debt. I'm thankful for my parents, whose prayers have sustained me throughout this journey. And finally, I am so grateful for my wife, Bethany, and my son, Obadiah, who have been my constant cheerleaders. Their love, encouragement, have made it possible for me to go through this rigorous program. Bethany's support and grace in our home have been a beautiful reflection of God's love in my own life, and I cannot express my thankfulness to her. As I look back on these years, I am filled with gratitude. I know that without God's grace and the encouragement of many of you, none of this would be possible. My prayer as I move forward is that I would continue to grow in godliness and remain faithful to what God has called me next to in Naples, Florida, and serve his people at Faith Bible Church with a humble heart, always depending on his grace. Thank you all for being a part of this journey with me.